Hello, guys, gals, non-binary pals, or anyone else. Surprise! I'm making a video like this. I know, I usually stick to animation and animatics, but I wanted to branch out and try something new, and I also wanted to share my opinion on something, because I've seen, other YouTubers do stuff like this, and I thought it would be cool to try it out, especially since I just got a program to record my screen, so that'd be fun! Okay, so I'm going to be talking about certain artists, but I won't be mentioning any of them by name. If you know who I'm talking about, I ask that you don't mention them in the comments either, and I do not condone any hate or harassment sent to any artist, no matter what they allegedly did or actually did do. Okay, so I would be surprised if anyone who saw this video has been following me for a long time, but if you have, you'll know that throughout my entire art journey, I've been posting on this account. Granted, I often go back to my old videos and delete them or make them private or whatnot because they're embarrassing, but I did leave up some very old videos of mine just because I thought it was cute to see my old art on a public platform. That being said, we need to talk about something that was very prevalent when I was growing up on this platform, and something that I still see happening, and that is unsolicited advice. Unsolicited advice is when you give artists advice that they didn't ask for. Now, is there a problem with giving feedback? No. An artist who posts their art for everyone to see is going to be subject to commentary. However, just because you can comment doesn't mean you should. Some artists don't have a problem with unsolicited advice. For example, myself. I used to draw heads way bigger than the bodies, and that wasn't an art style choice, I just wasn't aware of body proportions as I'm a self-taught artist. A person had commented that my proportions were a little off and suggested that I make the heads a little smaller to match the bodies. I was thankful for that. I hadn't even noticed that mistake until they suggested it, and to this day, I still make the heads too big for the bodies, but now that I'm aware of that, I'm able to adjust my sketches accordingly or do it on purpose when I'm drawing my cartoony styled comic. However, some people don't like advice that they didn't ask for. Some people post their art just because they want other people to see it, but that doesn't always mean they're looking to improve or that they want your help to improve. You may think your way is better, but the point is they didn't ask. And just because I handled the criticism well doesn't mean you should just leave your criticism and then only delete it if the artist says they don't want your advice. Just don't do it at all unless the artist says that they want help. Of course, I don't think I can stop everyone from the urge of wanting to give advice, so at the very least, I think we also need to address the difference between insult and criticism. I'm sure some of you are aware by now of the situation that recently occurred on TikTok where an artist was practically bullied off the platform for their drawing style. Basically, they drew the eyes on their character really far towards the forehead of the character. Regardless of if you believe their drawing was a result of an art style or lack of understanding of anatomy, the response they got was not okay. People made fun of their art, compared the skull of the characters to a deformed animals, etc. That's not criticism, that's just insulting. There are respectful ways of telling someone that their art may be anatomically incorrect or that their colors should have been picked out better. And I get it. Seeing someone who draws art in a way that catches you off guard like that can be funny. I'm not saying you can't laugh, but don't publicly humiliate the artist who is still learning or is just drawing in a way you think is weird. It's discouraging and they may not draw again. I'm lucky that most of the feedback I got when I was younger was positive, and especially from my parents too. I'm surprised that they could ever manage to compliment some of the stuff I used to draw, but now, I'm not stupid. I know most people who made fun of that person probably don't care if they hurt another person's feelings, but I'm hoping that by laying it out like this, maybe some people will understand that while it may be funny at first, you could be doing some major damage to the person seeing it, because while you may have only made one joke, there are at least 10 other people who also only made one joke. So now this person gets to see 10 jokes. Not to mention, you may think your joke wasn't that serious, but other people can see your joke and then they think it's okay to take it a step further. That person I was talking about was literally sent death threats. People rumored they were a bad person just so that they had an excuse to send more hate, without any proof at all. And that was not okay, which leads me into my next point about criticism. If you're not approaching criticism with the intent to help an artist, don't say anything. There's another artist on TikTok that I'm sure you'll know as well. They are currently under fire for drawing characters in a less than kid-friendly way, in a chibi-like art style. Pretty much their characters look like kids. They say their characters are 18 plus, but I think we all know that holds the same weight as saying an anime character that is literally designed to look like a child is 1,000 years old, so it's okay. The point is that anyone looking at that character thinks they're a kid, and they're doing something sexually explicit. If they look, act, walk, talk, and dress like they are a kid in your art, then I don't really care how much you say they aren't one. In every other sense of your art, they are a child. And at the very least, it's using a childlike aesthetic in a sexual context, and that's just not okay. But though I have a problem with this artist, I do not agree with the death threats and hate they are receiving. What they are doing, it's wrong, but bashing the artist off the platform is more likely to make them bitter or regretful they got caught, rather than actually change. I think everyone deserves a chance to be better. In cases like that, unsolicited advice may be necessary to make the artist aware of what they're doing, but it should just be that. Advice. No insults, no disparaging remarks, just a concern for the artist and their art form. Giving them suggestions on how they can make their characters look older can be helpful. That's helpful criticism. And if they don't respond well to your criticism, most I would do is block them or report their account. It doesn't need to be a big spectacle. Let them know it's an issue, respectfully request change or suggest help, and then leave. I wish I could publicly denounce the people who draw harmful art. Like, I wish I could mention their names right now. But the reality is that there are really bad people out there that can blow the whole thing way out of proportion. Once the publicity is out there, it can lead to false accusations, death threats, doxing, and other punishments that are just not befitting to the quote-unquote crime. The goal of criticism should always be to help an artist improve. Anything else is just negativity. If you give advice and the artist doesn't take it, you can either try and spread awareness for the topic you're talking about, or just move on. That's where I'm gonna end this video. I know it's pretty short, but you know, it's my first time doing this and I wanted to just make it like a quick little thing. So let me know if you want to see more videos like this from me, because this was kind of fun. I'm probably going to do something like this again in the future, so if you are watching, feel free to comment a topic you'd like me to discuss my opinions on. It doesn't have to be about art. But anyways, much love, bye!